In the world of software development, something huge is happening. I'm talking about a radical shift, and it's all being powered by the rise of what we call AI code agents. You know, this isn't just about changing how we code, it's about changing what it means to be a developer. So let's dive in and see what that future actually looks like.
This quote right here, it just perfectly sets the stage for everything we're about to talk about. The whole idea is shifting, right? We're moving away from that meticulous, line-by-line grind of building software, and we're heading towards a new world where developers just express their intent, and an AI brings that vision to life. I mean, this is a huge change in how we think.
Now, of course, our tools have always been getting smarter. Back in the 90s, we got auto-completion. Think of it like a live dictionary. Then the 2000s gave us code snippets, a super handy toolbox. But what's happening now with AI copilots, man, it's a completely different ballgame. This isn't just another tool. It's more like a programming brain, a real partner that understands and can actually generate complex logic all on its own.
So why is all this happening right now? What's the problem we're really trying to solve? Well, this number, it says it all. A whopping 70%. That's how much of a developer's time, according to research, is spent not on creative problem solving, but on stuff like digging through docs, coordinating with teams. You know, the repetitive grind. And that is the exact problem these new AI code agents are built to crush.
All right, so this leads us to our first big idea, how the role of the developer is fundamentally changing. We're talking about a move from being a craftsman to becoming a conductor.
And this, right here, just nails the difference. The craftsman developer was all about the quality of the implementation, meticulously writing every single line perfectly. But the conductor, their value comes from seeing the big picture, from being able to model a problem, and then clearly explaining that vision to an AI orchestra that handles all the grunt work. The whole game is shifting from the how to the what.
Okay, so as this whole space is just blowing up, we're seeing this really interesting split happen. You can think of it like two different tribes that are fighting for the future of coding. You've got the plugin first camp and the AI first camp.
The real difference here is how they're thinking about it. The plugin first tribe sees AI as a super powerful add-on to the tools you already use, like VS Code. It's like they're just trying to give your current car a super smart GPS. Useful, right? But the AI first folks, they think that's just not going to cut it. They want to rebuild the entire car from scratch, with the AI as the engine, the very soul of the whole thing.
And you can see this battle playing out with real products right now. On that plugin first side, you've got the giants like GitHub Copilot, using its huge global ecosystem, and then Tongyi Lingma, which is all about secure private setups for big companies. But then on the AI first side, you have tools like Cursor, which is totally redefining the editor, and Tray, which is trying to automate the entire engineering workflow. They each have a totally different vision of the future.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the why, but let's get to the fun part. How do these things actually work? Let's take a quick peek inside this AI programming brain.
It basically boils down to three key things. First, you've got the brain, which is one of these large language models, but one that's been specifically trained on tons and tons of code. Then you've got the eyes and ears, which is all about being aware of your project's context. And finally, the really cool part, self-correction, a process called the agentic loop that lets it fix its own mistakes.
And this right here, context awareness, this is the secret sauce. You see, a simple chatbot can't write good code because it has no idea what your project looks like. But a true code agent, it has eyes and ears. It can see your entire code base, its history, all the dependencies. And that's what lets it write code that actually works and fits in with everything else.
Okay, but this is where it gets really mind-blowing. The agentic loop. This is a feedback cycle. The AI doesn't just spit out code and hope it works. No way. It writes the code, then it runs tests on it. If it spots an error, it actually reads the error log, figures out what went wrong, and then rewrites the code to fix the problem. And it does this over and over, all by itself, until the job is done. Incredible, right? So, you know, when you take a step back and put all this together, it becomes super clear that we're not just looking at a slightly better tool here. We are right at the beginning of a brand new era for software development.
What we're seeing is basically a triple revolution all at once. First, there's the efficiency revolution, getting rid of that 70% of tedious work we talked about. Then, there's the cognition revolution. It's going to be so much easier to learn a new language or jump into a huge, complex old code base. And finally, the big one, the paradigm revolution, that fundamental shift from just writing code to defining system goals.
So what does this mean for you? For us, it means the definition of a good developer is literally changing right under our feet.
In the past, the number one skill was just writing clean, efficient code and doing it fast. But in the future, the most valuable skill is going to be your ability to think critically about a problem, to design a good system, and then communicate that design with absolute clarity to your AI partner.
And that leaves us with the big question, the one we all need to be thinking about. If an AI is the one writing all the code, what's the new, absolutely essential skill for a human developer? The answer to that question is going to define the next generation of engineers and, honestly, the future of technology itself.